This is James Holder for IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. With me, I've got two-weight world champion Ricky Hatton. What's happening, Rick?
Good, mate, yeah. Good to see you again, pal.
I was a bit worried. Your party was last Saturday. It's Thursday today. I had an inkling that you may not be here.
No, if it had been Sunday, I wouldn't have been here. Because that was one hell of a party. Great night, you know. I mean, 10 years since the Kosciuszko fight. There must have been like 4,500 people there. And sometimes, you know, my popularity was never been in question. But sometimes, you know, when you're 10 years on, you know, you think, what are you doing a party? Surely they forgot about me. Well, they certainly didn't. It was a night to remember, and it was the start of a really good period, I think, for Manchester boxing. You know what I mean? We had the 10-year anniversary of the Kosciuszko. 3 weeks' time, we've got Terry Flanagan challenging for the world title at the Velodrome. And then, you know, a few weeks after that, we've got Anthony Crollager challenging for the world title, Scott Quigg defending his world title. That's 3 Mancunians all in world title fights in a space of weeks. So Manchester boxing is firmly on the map again, yeah.
Mm. When you look back at that fight with Kosciuszko that night, what is the one ingrained in memory that stays in your mind?
It's not that no one thought I could do it. Even Frank Warren, I think, probably didn't think I could do it, you know. And Frank will forgive me for saying that, because I mean, I'm sure Frank was trying to talk me into going fighting Vivian Harris, who was the WBA champion, and Champagne Mitchell. But I wanted to fight the best because I had belief in myself, and it's just the fact that in picking the fight, everyone thought I made a big mistake, you know, because of my style. I'm attacking, you know. I mean, my defence wasn't the best. I used to walk onto right hands, and we all know how big Kosciuszko was. I just think, you know. But that became my drive, you know. People were saying that I couldn't do it, you know what I mean, and you know, I wanted to go out there and prove them wrong, you know, and I did, you know. So I think that's what sticks in my head, you know, is that, you know, I proved so many people wrong, I guess.
What advice would you give to Terry Flanagan coming into this fight? He's fighting a hard-hitting Zapida, high knockout ratio, someone that may not have been tested with the likes of Terry Flanagan. But that said, what advice would you give to Terry coming into this fight?
So you've got to do exactly what I did, you know what I mean. Don't look at that formidable record and that knockout record and be put off by it. You know, believe in yourself. There's a lot of good champions out there, but good champions can all get beat. Like when I did against Kosciuszko, I mean, the last time I remember, you know, there's been a lot of big American names that have come over here. Granted, some have won, but you know, I mean, Jeff Lacey was getting a similar build-up when he come over here as the next big thing, and Joe really stood Jeff on his head, you know. So there's no reason why Terry can't do the same, providing he believes in himself. There's no one on that record that Terry, who he has knocked out. Don't get me wrong, he can hit. If you knocked out 20 people, it doesn't matter who you're fighting, you can hit. But there's no one on that record that Terry should fear. I don't think there's a Terry Flanagan on that record, you know. So as long as he believes in that and has confidence, and that Manchester crowd gets behind him, I think he'll bring it home for us.
Rick, I'd like to ask you a little bit, what did you think of Mayweather Pacquiao? We all watched the fight, everybody and his dog's got an opinion. What was your opinion on it?
Just a massive anticlimax. You know, I was on, I kept saying, oh, it was an anticlimax, you know, it was an absolute, you know, I generally thought it was bad for boxing, and you get them idiots on Twitter go, oh, just sour grades because you knocked you both out. Well, if you think that was value for money, you're not a boxing fan, you know what I mean? It was, the prices were extortionate. Mayweather boxed a fantastic fight. I thought it was second to none, brilliant, but it was safety first, like Floyd sometimes always does. Manny then turned around and said after the fight, well, you know, I went into the fight with a bit of a shoulder injury. It was an anti-climax for something that we were all so looking forward to for so many years, and you know, I won't budge on that. You know, I mean, it was a real, you know, disappointment. I mean, I was looking forward to it more than most, having boxed them both. You know, but I can't. If anyone goes out there and said, "Oh no, Floyd was brilliant," no, we got our money's worth. I don't think he will. Floyd was brilliant, but it was just a bit flat, wasn't it, I think.
What do you make of Floyd Mayweather's potentially last fight in September, and rumours of him calling out Oscar De La Hoya? What do you make of
that? You know, the thing is, he's struggling out of big names to fight now. Floyd, he's practically beat everyone. You know, there's no one there. I mean, people like Cotto and Golovkin, I think, are just too big for him. You know, he's already beat Saul Alvarez. I think two that have got a great chance of getting it. One's Amir Khan, because when you look at the big names around that weight now, you know, Amir's got to be one of the biggest names out there. Danny Garcia, who's pretty much cleaned up at the weight below. You know, so. Yeah, but I mean, Oscar De La Hoya, you know, it's a big name. You know, he's already beat him. Oscar's had a lot of time out, a lot of problems.
A lot of problems outside the ring.
You know. So it'd be a big occasion whether the fight would live up to it. You know, but I don't know. I'd rather see him fight somebody who's at the top of the game, young, fresh, you know, and stuff like that. There's not many out there left because he's beat them all. But I hope Amir gets his shot. But I mean, I'd certainly pay to watch that because it's intrigue, you know. Because I mean, you know,
stylistically,
yeah. If you count Oscar De La Hoya out, even with all his problems and he's had that long out of the ring, then you're a bit of a fool, really.